Opening credits. Fallen Angel. A Paranormal Romance. By Selena Coffey. Auto-narrated using Google technology. Chapter 1. Today was Anna's 20th birthday. You would think that she would be happy and excited to spend the day with family and friends, but spending time with the people she loved seemed to be the last thing on Anna's mind. Instead, her mind was focused on the tightest ass she had ever seen. She worked at a local coffee shop, the customers all indie and hip. Like most of the working population, she was forced to work on her birthday, but she didn't really mind, especially right now. The guy was faced away from Anna, and the girl in front of him was on her knees with her hands kneading into his perfect ass, her fingernails leaving little red lines in their wake. Anna knew that she was just standing there in the backroom doorway, frozen like an idiot, but she couldn't seem to move.
This scene has been censored to provide a safe and enjoyable reading experience for everyone.
Quickly realizing that she didn't want to run into whoever was in the storeroom, Anna made a beeline for the front counter. Rachel was just finishing up with a customer and asked if Anna would take over the register while she made the drinks. Still a little flushed from a few minutes ago, Anna was making progress in the never-ending line when Mr. Perfect Ass was right in front of her again. Even though he was fully clothed this time, it didn't stop Anna's cheeks from getting any redder. "What can I get for you today?" she asked. He smiled while looking up at the menu. "I'll just take a regular coffee. Would you like cream or sugar with it?" This was a mandatory question, but with him it seemed to be a loaded one. "Lots of cream, please," he answered as he winked at her yet again. Anna thought she was going to melt into a puddle of goo right there on the floor. The memory of him winking at her earlier was almost too much for her to handle. She took his money and hoped she counted his change correctly, because her brain couldn't seem to function. All that was left to do was get his name for the order. "What's your name?" she asked. "Tell me yours first. I think it's only fair after what happened earlier." Anna debated giving her name, but couldn't see the harm in it. He did have a good point about earlier. "My name is Anna." "Anna," he said, trying out the sound. "I'm Remi." Anna wrote his name on the coffee sleeve and passed it to Rachel. Her name on his lips had been pure bliss, and she knew she was blushing again. Rachel was quick with the order, and as he started to walk away he turned around and said, "Until next time." And damn if he didn't wink again. "Who was that?" Rachel asked. "Just some guy." "Yeah, right. Just some guy my ass. Tell me." Anna rolled her eyes because it was pointless to deny Rachel. They had been friends since the beginning of freshman year, and Anna knew there was no escaping her questions. "I walked in on some girl going down on him in the back room earlier." Rachel's eyes got as wide as saucers. "Are you serious?" "Yep." "Was it hot? Did you see any of the goods?" "Who was the girl?" "Way hot. Just his ass. And I have no clue. I bet his ass was made of steel. He was a hottie for sure." "It was perfect," Anna laughed. "Are we still on for later?" Rachel asked. The two had plans to go to a club called Incognito that night, with a handful of friends. Rachel loved the place because a mask of some sort was required, costumes encouraged, and they could always score free drinks even though they were underage. "Yeah. Tiffany and Lily said that they would meet us there," Anna confirmed. "I can't freaking wait. I'm so pumped for my mask tonight. What does yours look like?" Rachel asked. "It's white with little pearls, some ribbon, and a white feather. Very innocent looking." Anna had picked up the mask at a local thrift store and knew it was perfect for tonight. "Ooh yay." Rachel giggled. "Now let's hurry it up and finish up so we can bust out of here." And with that, the countdown was on. Chapter 2. Anna was checking her mail in the entryway of her apartment building when Sam walked in. He was the blonde Adonis next door, and Anna would be lying if she said that she didn't have the biggest crush on him. He stopped to check his mail too, and their arms brushed from the close proximity of the mailboxes. Anna bit her lip, not sure if she should say something. Knowing her, something utterly retarded would come out and she would never live it down. Luckily though, she didn't have to think long because he spoke first. "Hi. How are you today?" he asked as he retreated away from the mailboxes, looking at Anna. "I'm good, thanks." They stood there just looking at each other, and Anna could feel the awkwardness rising. "Today's my birthday," she found herself saying. Sam smiled at her, and Anna's heart went crazy. "Well, I guess a happy birthday's in order then." "Thanks." Feeling a surge of boldness, she said, We're going out tonight to Incognito. If you don't have anything planned, you're welcome to join us." Sam seemed to think about it for a minute, and then nodded his head in agreement. "Sounds like fun. Is that the dress-up place?" "A face mask is required, costumes are your choice." "And what are you going as?" he inquired. "Me," Anna stammered. "Just a mask for me. It's white and frilly. Kind of innocent looking." "Cool. What time are you leaving?" Rachel should be here in about an hour, so let's say in a couple of hours?" "I can come get you when we're ready," Anna offered. "Okay. I guess I'll have to go find a mask between now and then," Sam laughed. "See you later," he said as he walked back out the main entrance. Feeling proud of herself, Anna made her way upstairs to her apartment. She couldn't seem to shake the smile that was plastered to her face. Deciding to stick with the innocent theme, Anna chose a short white dress that bared one shoulder. She was in the process of curling her long hair when there was a knock on the door. "Come in," Anna yelled. "It's unlocked." "Hey," Rachel said as she made her way to the bathroom Anna was in. Rachel looked to die for. Her short brown hair was curled, teased, and hairsprayed into perfection. Her plum-colored dress clung to every curve. On her feet, she had 5-inch black suede heels, finishing off the look. "Damn, Rach. You look hot as hell," Anna joked. Rachel strutted around like a peacock for a moment, both girls laughing the entire time. She then took over curling Anna's hair, and the two chatted about nothing and everything. When Rachel was done, she moved to the kitchen to make them both a drink, while Anna stayed to finish her makeup. She decided to go with a sparkly silver eyeliner, with a bold red lip for contrast. The only thing left was shoes. "Hey Rach," Anna called from the bedroom. "I need help choosing shoes." Rachel entered the bedroom with her hands full. She had a margarita in each hand, and the biggest smile on her face. "Here, drink some of this first," she said as she handed Anna one of the drinks. "Cheers to you, babe." "Happy birthday, love." The two clinked glasses and then took a sip. Delicious," Anna crooned. "Now shoe time." She went to the closest and grabbed 2 pairs of heels. The first pair was a matte silver color, and went with the innocent theme perfectly. The second pair were blood red stilettos and taller than a skyscraper. Anna held both pairs up for Rachel to see. Rachel said as she thought hard. "The red. They're sexy, sassy, and totally you," she laughed. Anna nodded in agreement and quickly donned the heels. She placed her mask on her face and looked in the floor-length mirror to check everything. The creature staring back at her was breathtaking. Her long, dark blonde curls hung loose around her face, her mask and dress were beautiful, but it was the addition of the red heels that really made the outfit. Rachel put on her black velvet mask, and the two looked like light and dark standing next to each other. "This is going to be so much fun tonight," Rachel said as she finished her margarita. Anna smiled in return. "Yes, it will. I have to go get Sam before we go." Rachel's laser-like eyes zeroed in on Anna. "Sam?" As in the way too cute neighbor Sam. "That Sam?" Anna smiled shyly. "Yes, that's Sam. We ran into each other earlier, and I invited him. No big deal." "You're right, it's no big deal. It's huge. Go you." "I'm so proud of you right now," Rachel said. Anna just smiled. Chapter 3. In Anna's mind, a fake ID was the best investment anyone under 21 could make. Rachel had them made for the both of them in the first few weeks of their freshman year, and they'd been used almost every weekend since. The bouncer standing at the door of Incognito took his time scanning every single one, and after what seemed like forever, the trio were in. Anna had been to the club before, but the dark beauty of it always made it feel brand new. There was plum-colored velvet seating all around, and black chandeliers hanging from the ceiling. Throw pillows in all colors and sizes were haphazardly placed, inviting anyone who walked by to sit down and relax against them. Midnight blue silks sparkled as they hung from the ceiling, giving the place a starry night feel. The dance floor took up the center of the large room, and it was already packed full of sweaty bodies moving to the beat of the bass. The three grabbed a round of shots at the bar, and then made their way to the dance floor to join the crush of people. They danced close to one another, and Anna got sandwiched with Rachel at her front and Sam at her back. Sam's hands were on her hips, and Anna thought it was the best birthday present ever. When the song ended, Sam said he was going to go get another round of shots. Anna was left by herself since Rachel was dancing with some buff dude. Anna was enjoying the night, and had her eyes closed and her hands lifted in the air when a pair of rough hands found her hips. "Sam?" Anna asked as she lowered her arms, keeping her eyes closed. The guy moved to nuzzle his nose at the back of her neck, and she shivered from the move. He then laid several small
censored
along the bottom of her neck. The two moved to the beat of the music, and it felt as if their bodies were in sync with the others. Their movements were so fluid. Anna was in paradise. That was until she heard Sam's voice. "Anna?" Sam said. "I brought our drinks." Anna stopped moving instantly, and her eyes flew open. Sam was standing in front of her with 3 shots on a tray. Anna's thoughts were all over the place. Sam, who was supposed to be dancing behind her, was standing not 2 feet in front of her. What was going on? Anna shoved at the arms that were holding her, and turned around to look at the stranger. Except it wasn't the stranger. It was him. The guy from the coffee shop this morning. Anna tried to remember his first name. Remi? No, that was a motor. Remi, that's right. Remi. 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 Remi was just staring at her with a
censored
grin on his face. He knew that she thought he was Sam, and he hadn't said anything. Instead, he just made Anna's body heat rise and her heart was pumping at a crazy pace. And damned if he wasn't the most beautiful thing she had ever laid eyes on. Thick black hair, sky blue eyes and cheekbones that could cut glass. "Anna?" Sam asked again. Anna tore her gaze from Remi's and looked at Sam. I need to go to the bathroom," Anna announced. Without another word, she dashed towards the back entrance to the club. She really didn't have to pee, but she did need some fresh air and time to process what had just happened. Outside the back door was quiet, only a couple stood there. Everything else was hidden in the darkness of night. The couple were about 25 feet away, and seemed to be having a heated conversation. Anna ignored them, and sat down on the ground and rested her head on her knees. She inhaled deeply, trying to calm herself and organize her thoughts. She'd had a crush on Sam since he moved in 6 months ago, and tonight was like a dream, until everything shattered. Remi, who she had never seen before today, seemed to draw her in like a magnet that she couldn't resist. Everything about the two of them seemed to be the opposite. Sam was golden and Remi was dark. Sam was stable whereas Remi seemed wild and free. Sam screamed commitment and Remi screamed one-night stand. "Sam?" Anna's thoughts came to an abrupt stop when she heard the scream. She looked up and saw that the man had turned into a grotesque-looking creature, with dark red skin and yellow eyes. His face was shriveled up in anger and his sharp brown teeth were showing, like dogs do when they snarl. The girl was trying to escape, but the creature had her pinned beneath him. The creature took out something that resembled a sword, and plunged it into the girl's heart. The girl went silent, and all of a sudden the sword lit up the darkness. The sword glowed pure white and was brighter than a flashlight. Anna moved to shield her eyes from the bright light. In doing so, she drew the attention of the creature. The sword's light went out, and at the same time, the girl's body turned to ash and disappeared. The creature picked up the sword and held it in his hand, as he slowly made his way towards where Anna was sitting, too dumbfounded to move. The creature had to be 10 feet away from her, when the back door opened and Remi walked out. Upon seeing the creature, he said something in an unknown language, and a dagger appeared in his hand. He moved in to attack the creature, but the thing was already running away down the dark alley. Remi reached down to grab Anna's hand, and then lifted her up over his shoulder. It was then that Anna's world went black. Chapter 4. When Anna awoke, she was in a strange bed in a room that was clearly not hers. The bed was overly comfortable, and the room was decorated in dark masculine colors. She lifted up the covers, and was glad to find that she was still dressed as before. She got up and made her way down the hall to the kitchen, where she could hear voices. "Welcome back, Anna," Remi greeted. Anna smiled and waved at both Remi, who was standing against the sink counter, and Sam, who was sitting on a bar stool at the counter. "Good morning," Sam said. Anna stood in the doorway and leaned on it. "What exactly happened last night?" "I know that I had a little bit to drink, but that does not account for what I saw." She turned her head to Remi. "What was that thing, and how did you just magically make that dagger appear in your hand?" Remi looked at Sam, who gave a small nod, and then looked back to Anna. "What you saw last night might seem like fantasy, but it was not. In this world there are two sides that rule everything. The first is the light side. The light encompasses everything and everyone who is pure-hearted, and they have protectors to defend their people. The second side is the dark side. As you can imagine, this is the exact opposite of the light. The dark encompasses everything that the light rejects. These people and creatures rule the underworld, and are in constant battle with the light." Remi looked at Anna, but it was Sam who continued. "My full name is Samael, and I was sent to protect you." "Protect me from what?" Anna asked. "The dark. You have a special gift, Anna. I was sent to make sure that you learned how to use that gift, and that you would choose the light when the time came." "What gift?" "Sam, you are sounding crazy right now." "I'm normal. I have no special anything." "You will know when the time comes." "The gift hasn't shown itself yet," Sam replied. "Are you serious?" "When the time comes?" "Do you know how silly that sounds?" Anna huffed. "So if you were sent to protect me, what does that make you?" "I'm an angel," Sam said simply. "An angel?" "Yes, Anna. An angel. I was sent by the Light Council to protect you." He looked to Remi. "Tell her." Anna looked to Remi for answers, but it seemed like forever before he finally opened his mouth and started talking. "Everything that Sam has said is true. I know this, because we used to be in the guard together before I fell." "Fell? From what?" Anna asked. "I am a fallen angel, the black sheep if you would. The council and I didn't see eye to eye on something, and I was kicked out of heaven permanently, sent to earth to roam this world forever," Remi sighed. "Sam is still a good boy, and he still works for the council. They are who sent him to watch over you." Remi went on. "The dagger appearing in my hand last night was nothing more than an old spell that produces weapons on demand. Even though I walk this earth, I still have the powers that run through my blood. I just don't choose to use them very often." "Why would you hide them?" Anna questioned. "They are a reminder of everything that I once had. A reminder of everything that I will never again be." After a long pause, Anna was the first to speak. "So, let's pretend that I believe all of what you two have said. What was that creature last night?" "It was a dark demon sent from hell to collect pure souls," Sam answered. "So that weapon that lit up, you're telling me that the bright light was someone's soul?" "Yes. The demons collect the souls, and then use them as a defense against the light. The more pure souls that a demon absorbs, the harder it is to kill him." "I see," said Anna. "So what now?" "Now we eat lunch," Remi said. "And wait." "Wait for what?" "Now that the demon knows about you, they will send someone or something to collect you. The dark want your powers for themselves. Until then, Sam, why don't you go to the council and see if you can find out anything concerning Anna's gift? Maybe then we can be prepared for whatever it may be," Remi suggested. "Sounds like a good idea." Hopefully they can fill me in, Sam said. He turned to Anna. Please be careful. Remi will be here to protect you, but he can only do so much, and until we find out what your gift is, you guys need to stay together. Anna nodded. Okay. I promise. She moved to give Sam a hug, and then he was gone, leaving just her and Remi standing there. Remi came up and took her hand and
censored
it. Why don't we go find you something different to wear, and go get some lunch? Anna smiled. I like the way you think, she said. Chapter 5. Once they were ready, the pair headed outside to walk to the nearest diner. The walk was short, and so was the conversation. It wasn't until they were seated that Remi started asking all the questions. Subjects ranged from her childhood first,
censored
favorite color and dream job. You name it, he asked it. Anna gladly answered all of his questions. Not once did she feel like she was being interrogated. Remi just seemed genuinely interested in her life. When the food came, they ate in comfortable silence, simply enjoying the meal. When they were done, Remi paid the bill and they left. It wasn't until they were a block from Remi's apartment building that Remi saw him. Remi grabbed Anna's arm and started to run. Come on, let's go. We have to get out of here. And fast, he said. What's going on? Anna asked. There is a demon out there, and he was waiting for us. Hurry up before he sees where we have gone. The two continued to run for a few more blocks, until they came to an empty alley. Remi led her to a big heavy metal door. He held out his hand and said something in words that Anna couldn't understand, and then the door slowly opened. One of those old spells again? She asked. Something like that, he said as he led her through the doorway. They continued down a dimly lit hallway, then down a metal staircase until they reached another door. Remi used a key card and a passcode to unlock the heavy door. The door opened into a small but cozy space. There was a main room with a kitchen and a small bathroom off to the side. What is this place? Anna asked. It's my safe house, Remi answered. I've found that having a safe place can come in handy over the years, he smiled. Anna looked around, taking in the space. Exactly how old are you? She asked. Remi ran his hand through his hair and smiled. Are you sure you really want to know? I'm a big girl. I can handle it, she smirked as she sat down on the small love seat. Remi sat down next to her. Okay then. I was born in 780 BC, he said with a straight face. Anna was in complete shock. 780 BC, she gasped. As in before Christ? There is no way you're that old. I asked if you really wanted to know, Remi countered. I'm an angel, of course I'm old. We don't have small lifespans like humans do. But you're talking over 2,000 years old. Some women think men get better with age. Like a fine wine, he joked. Anna couldn't agree more. The man was beautiful, even if he was ancient. I suppose so. Remi knew that Anna thought so. Even though she tried to act nonchalant, her eyes told the truth. If there was one thing that Remi had learned over the years, it was how to tell when someone was lying. He moved to grab her hand and just held it, gently rubbing the back of it with his finger. Anna looked up at him, and he couldn't help himself. He leaned down and gently
censored
her. Anna loved the softness of his lips on hers. Neither of them tried to move, both just in the moment. Remi pulled away first, and ran a finger down Anna's cheek. That was wonderful, he said. Likewise, Anna confirmed. Will you tell me about your life? What happened? She asked quietly. Remi moved then, so that her head was resting on his shoulder, their hands intertwined on his lap. It's not a pretty story, Anna. But it's a part of you. So it's important to me. What am I supposed to do with you? He joked. His smile quickly faded, and he took a deep breath. I haven't told this story in a long time, he paused. I was a member of the Transcendental Guard. Sam was a member too. We were the protectors of the light. We were responsible for keeping the dark out. To protect the innocent, and serve the council and their orders. It went without saying that we were expected to give our lives up to the cause, and if we happened to die in the process, Well, that was just one possible outcome. Remi continued, I was happy with my role in life. To guard and protect was the highest honor, not easily given. I was good at what I did, and easily rose to be a leader. Others looked up to me and respected me, and it gave me a sense of well-being, like it was exactly what I was supposed to be doing. We battled with the darkest of the dark's monsters, and always came out on top. It seemed that nothing they came up with could defeat my guard or my men. He took a deep breath and tried to gather his next words. We had been called out to a mission dealing with Ornias, a very evil fallen angel. Angels can fall for several reasons. His were at the extreme, making mine look pale in comparison. Ornias was guilty of many things, like killing Aquarius-born men, sucking the blood from humans and touching boys. He was a terror and had to be dealt with. He sounds horrible, Anna said. He was. We had been told that he had just slaughtered many men, and he still had some young boys in his possession. When we arrived, there were bodies everywhere. Blood splashed everywhere like it had rained red. My men had split up and were searching the grounds for the boys when we heard the scream. It was a single scream, and it was blood-curdling. I was the first to arrive to find the boy. He had been tied up, and you could tell that Ornias had already had his way. The boy was crying uncontrollably, and it was heartbreaking. He must have only been 10 or 11 years old. The boy was mumbling something in between sobs, but I couldn't understand him. I cut his ties and pulled him into my arms, telling him that everything was going to be all right. While I was trying to console him, the boy became anxious and started to fight against me. Looking back, I think that he thought I was going to hurt him like Ornias had. He shoved away from me, and had somehow managed to grab the dagger from my hand. I tried to talk to him, tried to calm him, but nothing was working. I slowly tried walking towards him, but before I could move, he had taken the dagger and stabbed himself in the stomach, instantly killing himself. After a moment of silence, Remi went on. It was horrible. There I was, a seasoned warrior who had seen it all, and I couldn't even bear the idea of such an innocent taking his own life out of sheer terror. It was my job to protect the innocent, and I had clearly failed that day. My men hadn't found any other boys, and there were no signs of Ornias anywhere. He had fled, and left nothing but devastation behind. I returned to the Light Council to report what had happened. Only, they already knew and were not happy. Failing is a high crime and not taken lightly. I was charged with failing to perform my main duty as a transcendent guardian, protecting the innocent. If I had killed Ornias, the punishment wouldn't have been so fierce. Since he was still roaming free, still causing pain, I was sentenced with a heavy hand. Sent to earth, never to return to heaven. Stripped of all my merits, I was alone. Sam tried to fight for me, but it was useless. So I gave up everything I had, and came to live on earth. I loathed anything and everything that had to do with the light. I spent many decades in drunken comas, not caring about anything, including myself. I refused to feel anything, except for emptiness. I couldn't bring myself to acknowledge how far I had fallen, not just in my station, but in life itself. I was a horrible person for a long time. Not a person you would want to know, let alone spend time with. I was wallowing in self-pity, and didn't care. To this day, I'm still a version of that man. I'm non-committal and tend to live in the moment, not caring about the future. That morning in the coffee shop, that is how I live my life. How sad, Anna said. Please don't pity me. Anna turned up to look at him. I don't. You have indeed come through hell and back, there is no question of that. It sounds as if you were too severely punished for a crime that you couldn't control the outcome of. But the way that you have chosen to live your life, that is sad. You are a great man, Remi. You shouldn't have to live your life like that. I know that it hurts to feel, but what value does a life have if it is not lived and felt? What do you expect from me? He asked. Change. You have wasted too much time stuck in the past, trying to avoid everything, and that is no life. I want you to live. I want you to feel. I want you to be free to be yourself, Not the version you think you are, but the real Remi. The one who cared for people and himself. Show me him, and I will show you a man who has it all. Show me, Remi, show me. Anna had tears running down her face, and Remi moved to swipe one with his thumb. I don't know how, he said quietly. Then let me help you, Anna said as she captured his mouth with hers.
This scene has been censored to provide a safe and enjoyable reading experience for everyone.
Anna was having a most unusual dream. It was like everything was in a haze, and the harder she tried to focus, the worse the picture got. The only clear thing that she could make out was Sam. In the picture, she was holding Sam's head in her lap, crying over him. She woke up in a cold sweat and couldn't get the dream out of her head. Anna, what's wrong? Remi asked as he sat up. I just had the weirdest dream, she said. I'm not sure what was happening, but I was sitting on the ground holding Sam's head in my lap and crying like crazy. A dream, you say? Remi asked. Yeah. Everything was kind of hazy, but that one image was clear. Have you had dreams like this before? Anna shook her head. No, nothing like this. It's weird. Anna, I don't think it was a simple dream. I think that you had a vision. A vision? Like a seer? Sort of. From the way that you described the image, it seems like everything else was blurry, so that you can concentrate on the image projected. Clairvoyant is the term the light use. I guess that makes sense, Anna said. Do you think that is my gift then? That would be my guess. The gift of prophecy is very prized, and you should feel honored to have it. Both the light and dark will be vying for your loyalty. Great, Anna sighed, sounding defeated. Everything will be okay, Remi assured. They snuggled back down and went back to sleep. In the morning, Remi awoke Anna and said that he was going to get some coffee and bagels. Deciding it was time to clean up, Anna hopped in the shower and let the hot water soak into her skin. She was just getting out when Remi returned with 2 hot coffees and a bag of pastries. He went to set them down in the kitchen, and then came over to Anna and gave her a good morning.
Censored.
They were getting ready to sit down when the front door was knocked down. Anna screamed and ducked down behind the breakfast bar. Remi said one of those spells, and a weapon magically appeared in his hands. The dark demon stood in the doorway in fighter's stance, waiting for Remi to make a move. My name is Roan, and I am here to collect the girl, the demon spewed. Stand down or die, he yelled. You will never have her, demon. Go back to hell where you belong. Remi taunted. Roan hissed and moved closer to Remi. The two battled for what seemed like a lifetime, but was really a few minutes. Anna watched them from behind the bar, her heart squeezed every time the demon landed a hit on Remi. The two struggled, and Roan managed to pin Remi on the floor. He then lifted the sword-looking thing that Anna had seen in the alleyway. Before she knew what she was doing, she was standing up and yelling at the demon. Ah, there you are, little one, Roan said, smiling wickedly. He then said something, and a portal opened right there next to them. He rolled with Remi and pulled him into the portal, both of them disappearing before Anna's eyes. Without a second thought, Anna jumped through the portal too. Chapter 6. Anna landed with a loud thud that jarred her head. She was having trouble focusing her vision, not quite sure where she was or what she was seeing. She closed her eyes and found herself instantly caught up in what must be another dream. Everything was grainy like before, nothing really making sense until plain as day, there was an image of Sam and Remi. Sam looked to be fighting some sort of creature, while Remi seemed like he was yelling something to Sam. All of a sudden, Sam fell to the ground, and then the vision was over no sooner than it had begun. Anna rubbed her eyes and this time was able to focus when she opened them. She sat up, taking in her surroundings. Everything was dark, except for the torches that lined the walls of what seemed to be a tunnel underground. She was just standing up when she heard the sound of footsteps. Not wanting to see who it was, she tried to find a place to hide, which was nearly impossible since the tunnel was straight and empty. She had just started to run when the sound of snarling dogs filled the tunnel with their howls. She didn't stand a chance when it came to outrunning the beasts, so when they caught up to her and forced her to stop, she wasn't the least bit surprised. Anna was surprised by what the hounds looked like. She had pictured them as normal dogs, but these creatures were anything but. Their coats were dark red and matted, almost like they had been signed by fire. Parts of their fur were missing, allowing the bones and muscles to be seen. Their ears were pointed and their tails had wing tips. Their razor-sharp teeth reflected the light from the torches. And their claws almost looked as if they were oozing blood. Two of the beasts stood in front of Anna, and she was frozen in fear. Anna had completely forgotten about the footsteps that she had heard, until she felt the cold hand grab her elbow, forcing her to turn around. There, standing in front of her, was Roan, who was carrying a passed-out Remi and a man that looked to be the Grim Reaper himself. Clouded in a dark black robe, his body was nothing but a skeleton, and his hand was freezing cold as it held tight. "There you are, little one. We were wondering where you had landed," Roan greeted. Anna didn't say anything, as Roan continued to smile at her. She tried to shake free of the bony hand, but the grip only tightened. "This will be easier if you simply do as you are told," the Reaper warned. He let go of Anna, and when she didn't move to run, Roan started to walk again. "This way." "Hurry now," he said. "Where are we?" Anna asked. Roan laughed. "Haven't you guessed yet?" When Anna didn't say anything, he went on. "This beautiful place is called Purgatory. Since your boyfriend over here is still an angel, I can't take him to hell, so this will have to do." They made their way towards what looked like a stony outcropping that overlooked the vast space below. When they got close enough to the ledge for Anna could see over, they all stopped. The hounds sat down, one on each side of the Reaper. Anna looked over the edge and was horrified. Thousands upon thousands of people were down there, all yelling and screaming. Some were fully clothed, others completely nude. Some were trying to climb their way out, while others walked in circles. There was so much dismay that Anna didn't know where to start. "Pitiful if you ask me," Roan said, coming up to stand next to her. "Why are they like that?" "I thought this wasn't hell," Anna asked. "This isn't true hell, but it's more like a waiting room. When people die, there are 3 options: hell, heaven, and purgatory. Heaven is for those souls who are already purified before death. Hell is for souls with mortal sins. And this fine place is purgatory. This is where souls that need to be purified can go before being cleared into heaven." Roan went on. "Tell me, little one. Have you received your gift yet?" "I'm not sure what you're talking about," Anna said. "Come now. We both know you are smarter than that." "I'm normal and without any special gifts," Anna defended. "Believe what you want," Roan said. "But when the time comes for you to choose a side, remember what you are seeing right now." He spread his hand to encompass the mass of people. "This is how the light treat those who don't measure up. People are sent here so that they can be cleansed, and then sent to heaven. But why must these people be made to suffer before they can be saved? With the dark, everyone is accepted into hell, no questions asked. But to enter into heaven, the light's sanctuary, one must be pure or suffer great pain to pass. If these people are here, I'm sure there is a reason for it." Anna said. "Suffering. That is why they are here. Sent to spend unknown amounts of time here. Many give up the fight, and are grateful to join the ranks in hell. It is only a select few who ever really make it to heaven," Roan explained. "Why am I here? What do you want with me?" Anna asked. "That is simple. We, the Dark, want your alliance. It has been foretold that your gift will be most useful, and we want to help you become what you were meant to be." "And what exactly does it mean to have an alliance with the Dark?" "It would mean that your loyalty would be to us. You would still live your life as normal, but would be required to give your help when the time arises. And when we know what your gift is, you will be required to share it with us. There would be no secrets, only complete transparency." "And if I choose the light? Then what?" Anna asked. "I'm not sure exactly what they would ask of you," Roan answered. "But know this, if you choose the light you will be hunted down and killed. We protect what is ours, Anna." So you're saying it's either join with the dark, or die? If that is how you choose to look at it, then yes. Anna was quiet for a minute. It seemed like everything had already been said. Roan motioned with his hand to follow him. Here, come this way. Anna followed Roan and the hounds, and Reaper followed behind Anna. They made their way through the darkly lit cavern until finally, after many turns, they ended at what looked like a jail cell. Is that what I think it is? Anna asked. It is indeed, Roan answered. You will be kept here for observation. We want to know when your gift arrives, and until then, this will be your home. Now wait a minute, Anna said, but it was too late as the Reaper had moved to lock her in the dreary cell. The only good thing was that Remi was locked into the cell next to her. Roan and the Reaper left, but the hound stayed. They lay down and couldn't seem less interested. Anna sat in the corner of her cell, hugging her knees to her.
Censored.
She couldn't seem to think straight. When it came to choosing, the obvious choice seemed clear, but would it be the right choice? She heard moans coming from Remi's cell. She couldn't see into the cell, but she could still hear him. Remi? She called. Remi, are you awake? Please, Remi. Anna? Remi groaned. Where are you? In the cell to your right, Anna answered. Remi, are you okay? Did they hurt you? No, they didn't hurt me. I'm fine. Where are we? Purgatory. That's what I was afraid of, Remi confirmed. How long have we been here? Not long, maybe an hour or two, Anna said. They want to keep watch over me until my gift reveals itself. Did you tell them that it already had? Remi asked. No. I told them that I didn't know yet. Well, that's good. At least now we have time to figure something out. Just then the hound started to growl. Remi? One of the hounds rose to its feet and started growling as it ran towards the way that they had came earlier. The other hound was still lying down, but was on high alert. Anna, what are those things? I'm not completely sure, but I'm guessing that they are hellhounds. Should have known, Remi laughed. How is that even funny? Sorry, you're right, Remi apologized. There was a loud yelping sound, and it caused the second hound to get up and run towards the noise. It seemed that the constant drum of yells and screams had somehow managed to get louder, if that was even possible. Chaos was how Anna would have described it. There were more shouts, and creatures of all makes and sizes seemed to go running by the cells. Some had slime trailing behind them, and others smelled so bad of burnt flesh that it burned the inside of Anna's nose. Remi, what do you think is going on? Anna asked. I'm not sure, but it seems like a good time to try to get out of here. Do you see anything that might be helpful? Anna looked around, but came up empty-handed. I'm sorry, Remi, but there isn't anything in here. Nothing. Figured as much, he said. Just then, someone appeared out of the darkly lit corridor. Anna? Remi? Anna, the voice yelled. Here. Over here. Remi yelled back. When the shape came into view, it was none other than Sam. Anna's heart wept with relief. Sam would save them, there was no doubt about it. How did you find us? Anna asked. When I went to the safe house, the portal was still open. I knew that you guys must have gone through it, so I called for backup and followed you through, Sam answered. Now, let's see about getting you out of here. Sam lifted his hand in front of the lock so that he could say a spell. After a while, nothing happened. He tried again, this time saying the spell louder. After 3 times he gave up. It appears that my magic is useless down here. Sam turned to see if he could find something to break the lock. Be right back, he said as he took off down the corridor. His absence seemed to go on forever, but he finally returned with a crowbar in hand. Here, Remi, stand back, he said as he lifted the wrench. He swung hard, and after 2 hits the lock finally broke. Never have I been so happy to see you, friend, Remi said. Thank you. Sam patted him on the back and turned to open Anna's lock. It took 4 tries to break the lock, but it finally gave way and Anna was free. We need to make our way back to the portal before it closes, Sam said. This way. Everyone ran in silence, trying to stay close to the other. There were light warriors everywhere battling with the dark's gruesome crusaders. Anna tried not to look as they passed, but it was impossible. The stench of charred death made her want to vomit. There it is, Remi yelled as he pointed ahead of them. Anna looked to where he had indicated, and sure enough, she could see the bluish-white glow that came from the portal. She picked up her pace, trying to get there sooner. She reached the portal first and turned to see where the guys were at. Remi was close behind her, and Sam was at the rear, not far behind Remi. Sam! Anna screamed. Sam, behind you. Look out, she yelled. Remi, help him. Without a word, Remi turned back to help out Sam. There were 4 of the dark creatures closing in around Sam. Remi tried to say a spell as he ran, clearly forgetting that magic was useless down here. He looked down and grabbed a good-sized rock, throwing it at one of the creatures. The hit was a success and the thing fell to the ground, not moving. Remi looked for another large rock, but all he could find were smaller, flat ones. Picking up 4 or 5, he threw them like ninja stars at the closest creature to him. Each rock landed on the creature's back, and after howling in pain, he too went down. Sam was busy using the wrench to fight off the remaining 2. He swung the wrench upwards and hit the biggest creature square in the jaw. The creature stumbled back, and that's when Sam hit him again, this time on the side of the face. Dark brown blood was oozing from the creature's face like a waterfall. With one last hit to the other side of its face, he fell to the ground. Sam turned around to find Remi, who was busy pelting the last creature with rock after rock. The creature didn't seem fazed and moved towards Sam. Sam lifted the wrench and went to swing at the creature, but the creature moved at the last second and Sam hit nothing but rock. Momentarily distracted, Sam tried to regroup. It was then that the creature went to make his move. He roared and raised his hand in the air, which revealed his razor-sharp claws. His hand was in a downward motion when all of a sudden Sam was knocked out of the way. Remi had replaced Sam with himself and the creature's aim was true. There was blood flowing from Remi's stomach, staining the stone underneath him. Remi! Anna yelled. Oh God! Remi! Please no! Remi, she screamed. She tried to run towards him, but Sam stopped her. Anna! Go through the portal. Go home. Please. It's too late, please, he pleaded. But Remi, she cried. I know. Sam was cut off by the creature hitting him in the back. Sam went down, and before Anna knew what was happening, she found herself entering the portal. Chapter 7. Anna found herself on the floor of the safe house. The portal was gone, and the damage from before still evident. She couldn't bring herself to get up. Instead, she decided to let out every emotion that was rolling through her. Tears fell from her eyes in fat droplets, and she knew her wailing sounded awful. But it was how she felt, and she didn't care about anything. Remi, precious Remi, was gone. Lost to the underworld, never to return to her. How was she supposed to deal with her new life without him at her side? And poor Sam, who knows what happened to him? For all she knew, he had met the same fate as Remi had. What was Remi thinking when he saved Sam? Anna didn't know and guessed that it didn't matter now, since they were both gone. She cried for what seemed like forever. When she had no tears left, she still didn't move from her spot on the floor. Instead, she closed her eyes, trying to block out reality. It didn't take long before her breathing evened out, and she was finally asleep. When Anna awoke in the morning, she was lost. It took a moment before reality sunk back at Remi Sam's safe house. She got up and made her way to the bathroom, being careful to avoid the destruction. When she finished, she looked in the mirror and was horrified by the person looking back at her. Dark circles, pale skin, and scarecrow hair made the vision complete. She was a mess, and a hot one at that. She looked around the apartment for her purse, which seemed surreal after what had happened the day before. Finding it on the kitchen counter, she grabbed it and left the safe house. She made her way back to the alley, and then hailed a cab the rest of the way. When she entered her apartment, she was suddenly at a loss for what to do. She could call Rachel, but what good would that do? Their worlds were vastly different now. Anna suddenly realized that she knew no one from her new life. Remi and Sam had been it, and now they were gone. How was she supposed to know what to do, if there was no one to help her? Feeling at a loss, she went to her bedroom and lay down on top of the covers. She started to think about her decision to choose the light or the dark, and without a second thought, Anna chose the light. The dark had taken Remi and Sam from her, and for that, she would fight against them until she died. Instantly her heart felt lighter, as if a huge weight had been lifted. The sun coming in from her window seemed to shine brighter, and she felt free. There was a knocking on her door, and with some caution she went to answer it. She slowly opened the door, thinking that she needed to get a peephole installed, but when she saw her visitor, all her thoughts left her. Remi, her precious Remi, was standing in front of her. In the flesh, smiling no less. She opened her mouth to say something, but no words formed. Remi moved closer and pulled her into his arms for a hug. "God, how I've missed you," he said. "Oh, Remi. I thought I lost you," Anna said against his
Censored.
"I did too there for a while." Anna pulled back to look at his face. She grabbed his hand and pulled him into the apartment. Once they had sat on the couch, she began to ask questions. "What happened? I saw your body, you should be dead." "I was dead, for a little bit anyways," he explained. "It turns out that somehow Sam is my half-brother, and neither one of us knew until very recently." "What?" Anna gasped. "Brothers? But how did you not know before?" she asked. "We each had our own families, and no one expected anything. When I died, I was saving Sam. In that instant, I put someone else's life above mine. It was an act of selfless love. It was because I saved my brother that I was granted back into heaven." "Oh my God. Are you serious?" "Remi, that's huge. How do you feel about it?" Anna asked. "It's strange and amazing all at the same time," he answered. "I had always felt a close connection to Sam, but it wasn't until yesterday that I understood why. We had always been brothers by choice, and now we are brothers by fate. I'm not sure I could forgive my parents for not telling me, but at the same time, it's hard to be mad since Sam and I were already so close." He continued on, "Being back in heaven was so unbelievable, but the more time I spent there, the more I knew that it wasn't for me. I have spent so much time on earth that I have changed. My heart might still be light, but I'm not made for the demands that come with living in heaven anymore. Now that I have my life back, I want to live, to find out who I am now." Sam decided to continue working for the council, just like before. "Wait, Sam is still alive?" Anna asked. "Yes. He was given a promotion for guarding you, and he will remain in the heavens until we need him for something," Remi answered. Tears started to fall from Anna's eyes. She couldn't believe what Remi was saying. It was all too perfect. He and Sam were both alive, and she couldn't have been happier. "Have you thought about your decision?" Remi asked. Anna shook her head. "Yes. I have chosen the light. And it might sound strange, but the moment I made the decision, I felt lighter in every way." "I'm glad. Your decision was yours alone to make, and you picked well." Remi moved to brush a stray hair out of her face. "Anna, I chose to give up life in heaven to live on earth permanently. I chose to be here with you, forever. When I thought about living a life without you, it was unthinkable. You are where I want to be, and who I want to be with. I want to spend our days together, doing everything and anything. I need you to say that this is what you want to, Anna. I need to know that you are in this, as deep as I am." Anna smiled and more tears fell. She took Remi's hand and placed it over her heart. "This has always been yours. Even from the first time I saw you in the coffee shop, you seemed to tear down my defenses and plant yourself right here, not going anywhere. You are the person that I want to spend my every moment with. When I thought you were gone, I felt so lost and lonely, and I never want to feel that way again. I want you, Remi. More than anything in the world. I want you to help me master my gift, and help me use it for good. So to answer your question, Yes, I am in as deep as you are. With that, she pulled him in for a
censored,
sealing their love for one another. Thank you for reading my book. If you like this story, I think you'll enjoy my book. Read Destiny of the Dragon Prince, free now. A big favor to ask. I would really love it if you could take a few seconds to leave me a review. Thank you so much in advance. A big favor to ask. I would really love it if you could take a few seconds to leave me a review. Thank you so much in advance. About the author. Selina Coffey is a romance writer who lives happily in London with her husband and son. She is a hopeless romantic who grew up always believing in love, and she is not ashamed to admit this. It is this belief that makes her so passionate about writing crazy love stories. A stereotypical girly girl, she loves shopping. So whenever she gets a chance and the spare cash, you will probably find her browsing online for the next pair of shoes to add to her collection. You can find her online at www.selinacoffey.com. Contact her at hello@selinacoffey.com. Closing credits. This has been Fallen Angel. Written by Selina Coffey. Auto-narrated using Google technology. Copyright 2024 by Lovie Books Limited. Production copyright 2024 by Lovie Books Limited.